Well, hello. Thanks for tuning in. Um, Sorry, I'm still doing my setup. Maybe I should have given myself a longer timer here. Hopefully I'll be up and going in a moment here. So, let's see. My blank screen might not be all that helpful. Let's go here for a minute or two as I get things set up. So, I've been trying, as I'm sure anyone who's tuned in before knows, to get a Dashmate or to get Dashmate to run and set up a kind of local dev test net that is under my control so that I can test some Dash stuff. So I've been having a lot of trouble with it. And one of the things I just found out is it appears to be because of how I had set up an Ubuntu box. So I had an old desktop computer and I had already wiped it a few times just to get it ready for typing stuff here. So just to get it ready for like running some serverish type stuff. So I figured it would be a good opportunity to run some of this Dash stuff on it. But Ubuntu server, I believe I'm using 22.04, has, let's see, Ubuntu server has an option in the install process when you're setting up the machine. So like you've got your thumb drive, or I mean, I guess if you burned a CD or whatever, DVD of it, while you've got that installed or installing, it gives you an option of, do you want to install some popular snap projects? And one of the things I chose when I was setting up the machine was to install Docker because I knew I was going to need it. Little did I know at the time that that was a bad choice. Milk was a bad choice. So let's see here. All right, so I've got myself SSH'd in to, let's blow this up a bit. Hopefully y'all can, oh wait, derp, I need to switch screens. Uno momento, por favor. See. All right, so this is SSH'd into the Ubuntu local computer I have. And other than installing the operating system, let's see, I just did a apt-get update and an apt-get upgrade. So that's all I've done. Other than that, it's a brand new machine. I haven't done anything else on it. And so I've tested several different processes so far to figure out what was going wrong. And let's see here. Where's that window? There it is. This is probably the stuff. Let me check real quick. Yep. But I want to reorder this so I can kind of see side by side. All right. So I've been using Dashmate. And I've tried this install process, and essentially there are two major things that it turned out I was having issues with in the install process. One of them is Docker, and then the other one was I had a semi-corrupted node install, which I didn't do it this way, but I have found the way I did it does install correctly, so I'm not actually sure what corrupted the node install, but it caused me a bit of trouble. So it does in the README for Dashmate have Docker and Node.js as dependencies. And so I verified I had these as dependencies. I had just installed Docker as a snap, and or rather, I never ran sudo snap what is it, snap install or snap, yeah, snap install. So I had never ran snap install. It was run on my behalf on computer setup. So this is one of the last things I wanted to verify is if I don't do it as the install process and instead, sorry, if I do not do it as part of the OS, so the operating system install process for Ubuntu, will it still give the same errors I was getting with Snap if I manually install it via Snap? So I want to test that out. Then the other thing I'm going to test is I'm going to test uninstalling it or removing the Snap and then using one of these other install processes and see if I can get back to a similar state as to what I was dealing with. And I'm thinking I will be able to, but we will find out here in a little bit. So let me see here. So, all right, so I'm gonna run the sudo snap install. Let's put that here. Move this over here. Use my dark mode thingy. There we go. All right. All right, so it's installing via snap. All right, so 2010 17, and this says 2010 plus, so that should match the requirements. If let's see, Docker PS, permission denied, that's expected. I don't have a Docker group or anything yet, and so that's one of the things that needs to get added. So I've done this several times now. I think, I don't think this is going to work. Yeah, the Docker group doesn't exist. If you actually go to this page here and install per distro Ubuntu. So if you look at this, they have one more where was that? Did I miss it? Oh, post installation. That's what I'm looking for. So they have sudo group add docker, which you have to run first. So that adds the group, and then you do the user mod. So now this user should have Docker, but this is where in this, it has you do new group Docker. Essentially, my user that I'm logged in with does not have the Docker group yet. I have to log out and log back in. So if I exit and then hang on. So if I do ID again, now I've got Docker at the end here. So I have the Docker group. I could have also done new group Docker. And I looked online, and there's a few other ways to do that without essentially doing what I just did, which logged out and logged back in via SSH. But it gives me the Docker group. So now I should be able to say Docker PS. Ooh, interesting. That hasn't happened before. Why did that happen? Was there something else? Maybe there was something else I had done before. That's interesting. Well, there's some part of my Docker. All right. I did look into something similar to this. Maybe I'll try just doing the new group Docker again and see if. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe I had to manually reload something. I forget, but I'll try the new group Docker and see if that works real quick. So, Docker PS. No, that didn't work either. Dr. Damon. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and what is it? Docker snap. Okay, so maybe so that's what I think I had to do before. All right, so disable Docker. All right, Docker is disabled. And now enable Docker. All right, now I might, yeah, I was in that new group. Let's see if it works out here. Docker PS. Ah, there we go. All right. So that's what I forgot with the snap thing. Once you've added the user. All right, so that's set up, which means a hello world container should work, which I think they had an example of this right here. So this should work without sudo right now. There we go. So that worked. Let's reset that. So Docker's working. Docker run hello world worked. I'm gonna Docker prune. Is it prune or no? Docker system prune. Yeah. Volume prune. I don't think I need to do that. And then image prune. I probably did not need to do all of these, but now there shouldn't be any Docker images. It's clear again. All right. Now I need Node.js installed, and for that I'm going to use Webby, and I need Node version 16. So in this URL here, well, in the command here, you'll see I added @16, so that will install Node version 16. And then we'll go ahead and copy and paste that. That should give us Node. Yep, we've got Node there. So now we need to install Dashmate. So install global. We need Dashmate at 0.23-alpha. All right. This should get us Dashmate installed. Okay, now if we do Dashmate and -- version, there you go. We've got Dashmate alpha version 7 installed with Node version 16. And the next step here, and this is where I have not got it working with Snap, at least with the one I installed when I was installing the OS, is you run Dashmate setup and local. Okay, so, and then it asks you a few questions when you run it this way. So it does enter the number of master nodes, and I'm just going to use the default 3. Enable debug logs, and I do yes. Then enter the interval before core blocks, and I leave this at the specified thing as well. And then let's do that. I'm moving it off screen because it shows a private key, and I mean, it's for the local copy anyway, so it probably doesn't matter, but I'm gonna just resize it slightly. So it set up everything except it gets to this and it fails at configure core nodes and tender dash. But when you rerun it a second time, or let me back up here. On the versions that work, it seems to fail that first time on a brand new install. But if you run it the second time, you do all the same settings, and the second time it works. But this one, I just ran it the second time and it still fails. And so that's what always happens with the Snap installed version. So now that I verified, Snap still fails even if you install it after the operating system is set up. I'm going to do a sudo snap remove and docker. I think this will do it. Yeah, it looks like it's working. So this should remove docker. Let's see. We've still got a snap folder there. Let's check inside of it. And docker is still there. And that looks like it's a symlink that's broken. So for some reason it kept a symlink around that doesn't exist. I don't know. Let's go back up to the root folder. Oh, derp, why did I do it that way? I could have just done CD enter. Okay. We don't have anything else lingering that I can see. There is the dashmate folder. There's these config and cache. I'm gonna see what's in .config. Okay, that's from Webby, that infoman. And then cache is no jip. I guess that must be from the dashmate install. Okay. So I also want to make sure, yep, Docker is no longer installed. Or at least it's acting like it's no longer installed. Okay, so from here, I'm going to try this is what I believe I did last time. I wish I'd kept better track of it, but I believe I went here and did the apt-get install process. So I've already recently updated, like just before starting this stream. So I'm not going to update again, but I am going to make sure all that's installed, which it is. Gonna make the keyrings folder. Get the keyring. Adds the apt repository. Okay, so now you do the sudo apt update. And this is what I'm looking for right here. So sudo apt install all that stuff. Okay. So the Docker user should already exist, and our user should be part of the group. Well, sorry, the Docker group should already exist, and our user should already be part of that group. So the Docker run hello world here may just work. I'm going to try it first without sudo, and then if it doesn't work, I'll try with sudo. All right, we cleared that. Yeah, that worked. So that was without sudo. And if I do docker ps, yep, we're not getting that socket denied thing. All right. So Docker is still, semi-functional. I'm not going to repeat the post install stuff of group user add because our user clearly, I guess. I guess I could log out here and log back in. Let me see. Okay, so logged out, logged back in, and let's do Docker PS. User still has access. Awesome. All right. So Dashmate should already still be installed. So if I go back up and do, let's see, Dashmate setup and local. Master nodes, yeah. 2.5. Again, don't know. I don't recall exactly if it's gonna show anything I don't want it to. Oh yeah, the private key. That's why I keep moving it off screen. I mean, it shouldn't matter because I keep wiping this data out. But still, I don't know. So that worked. It finished setting up those things. And so now the next step, usually, let me make sure I remember. I think I just do a Dashmate group start. And again, I don't know if it's going to show anything. I don't want it to, so I'm going to do that off screen real quick. Okay. Nothing's shown yet, but this is what just happened. So this usually happens at least once, I think. So I'm gonna run it again. Aha. See, this is getting further already, but I'm not sure if it's gonna show anything I don't want it to, so I'm gonna wait off screen while it does and see what starts up. All right, and it started. So that's what I'm seeing right now. So started local nodes, all of that kind of stuff. And so where I was running into problems after getting this far, where so many of the other problems had been resolved, is let's see, Docker PS. Yeah, let's. Let me gonna full screen this. So Docker PS. Might zoom out a little bit. Let's try this again. Zoomed out since this is flooding the screen. All right, that's a little bit better, but still not great. In any case, this starts up all of the Docker services for Dashmate. And what you'll notice right here is you've got a created and a status. And right now, they're all about the same. So about a minute. If if this worked all right, which it would be awesome if it did, but what I think was going wrong for my setup was this did not work. Something with the snap install and removal didn't reset the system back to its like original state. And so after a couple minutes, several of these services would start dying. So there's a screenshot I took, and a lot of them are 19 hours, and then you've got about a minute. So you've got everything nearly 19 hours, except a few of them were about a minute. And so the core services that were actually required were actually dying. And look at that right there. See that? It already started. So you got up 2 minutes and oh yeah, 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 11 seconds. So yeah, I have now verified this is replicated. This is what was happening to me. Something about the snap install or uninstall, I should say, or removal, did not reset the system. And I was unable to figure out a way around this. Not to say there isn't one, but the way I've verified this now is I've basically formatted and reinstalled the entire operating system on this computer. I think this is probably the 6th time, maybe more. And I just really wanted to understand where it was going wrong and in what scenario. And so this is the scenario that I ended up in, where it was acting like almost everything was working. It would even launch all these, and then just the freaking services I need would keep restarting. So I bet I've been talking long enough. I'll have several of these 3 or 4 minutes, and then about a minute or 30 seconds or whatever. So let's see. Hey, look at that. Up 3 minutes, up about a minute. And so let's pick one of the IDs here. I think this one. So I'll copy that, and then I will do a docker logs -f does follow, and that. So that's the Tinder Dash one, and essentially it's trying to connect to some of the other services, and for some reason this is failing. Yep, there you go. So it tried to connect again and failed. Where's the other one that... There's another one that gives a slightly different error. I think it's one of these ones. So it's the drive ABCI. So let's find a recent version. Drive ABCI, copy. Let's do the logs. And there you go. That's what the drive ABCI one is doing. So it gets this huge JSON RPC error. It shows this initially, and it's trying to connecting to core and local network. This takes, I don't know, 45 seconds or so, and then it implodes on itself, and you get this error. You get this error message up here. So this will replicate underneath it in a, assuming within the next 15 seconds or so. Guess we'll see. So 21, 15, 59. Hasn't updated yet, but I know it takes. I don't know if it's exactly a minute, like if it's got a 60-second timeout, so it's 60 seconds from whenever this happened, or if it's slightly longer than 60 seconds. I'm not sure, but it's definitely under 2 minutes. There you go. And it happened. Maybe it is over 2 minutes. I don't know. In any case, that's what happens. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and clear this out. So without knowing all of this with Snap, I believe after this, I had uninstalled. So I just went and what was it? Sudo apt-get. I think it's remove and not uninstall. So oh wait, before I do this, let me dashmate group stop, and I think I want force. So this should stop all of the other processes that are running inside Docker. And I just figured before I uninstall Docker, I'd rather make sure all the processes, I don't know, are dead. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I think I've run into this issue before though, where it takes a while to shut down, and then technically it doesn't shut them all down because those other containers, whenever they disconnect, they kind of die and they try to restart and try to reconnect. So gonna check Docker PS. All right, they're shut down. That's good. So where was that? There. All right. Move, yes. Okay, so if I do Docker PS, no such file or directory. All right. So reset. I'm actually gonna exit and reconnect to SSH. Okay, so let's see here. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, I need to find the shell. This. This is the next method I want to try. Um, let's see. Sorry, I got some other stuff I'm checking real quick. Hmm. All right. So gonna copy that and run that. Oh, interesting. Returned an error code. I might need to reboot the server here. Let me do that. I don't think I ran into this issue specifically when I originally ran into these problems. So, huh. Maybe a system reboot will resolve it. So I'll find out here. It might take a minute or two for things to get rebooted. Hmm. All right. Looks like I might be back up here. Hmm. Okay. All right. All right. So I reran the script. And it looks like it worked this time and gave slightly different error messages, kind of gave us the info for Go version, the actual Docker version, and all that stuff. So I think this worked. I'm gonna reset my screen and Docker PS. Hey, look at that. So Docker is back up. We should already have our users still existing from the other installs. Node should still be in place. Yep. All right. So that dashmate folder exists. Ooh, interesting. So uninstalling Docker didn't clear out the images. So I'm going to, let's see, dashmate group reset hard, I think is the option. And sweet. Most of them are gone other than the hello world, which makes sense that it's not gone. I'm gonna go ahead and do Docker system prune anyways. And yeah. Okay, that should have gotten rid of the hello world, which did. Reset there. Okay. I'm gonna also do what I did before and say volume prune. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Again, nothing there. And image prune, I'm thinking will also do nothing. Yep. Okay, but it's clean. And I'm going to remove. So remove negative rf dot dash mate. Okay. So dashmate is gone. Docker is now installed the recommended way, but we're still on a system that was set up originally. Well, I mean, the operating system install was not done with Snap, but that's the first thing I installed, was that Snap Docker. So, given all of that, if I do the dashmate setup local again, this should fail. But I'm going to do it off screen again, like I said, because I think it shows the secret key. Or sorry, maybe I should say this setup should not fail, but when I go to run and start the service, it's in those Docker images that they won't connect to each other, which makes me think it's some sort of network issue. But if you've cleared out all the Docker stuff and cleared out, yeah, like it shouldn't be a network issue. That's the gist. And it did, so let's see. So it did finish that side of things. So I'm gonna go ahead and reset this. And now we do the dashmate group start. I think this is safe to show on screen, so let me move it back up over here. So this should start all the Docker images. Often this fails once, but it's usually failed already by this point, so I think it's going to work. Maybe it's because it just recently worked with that other Docker setup. I'm not sure. Even though none of it should exist, so I don't know why it would. So this one peer is taking quite a long time to get going. Hmm. Oh, and it started, supposedly. Okay, so that was with group start. If I say status, it says it's running. Okay, reset. Now Docker PS. That's a hot mess right there. Let's actually just maximize that. Gonna reset it real quick here. And so, just about a minute. If this works like my system was working, and just like I showed the last round, some of these should start failing, and it's usually connected to the drive and Tinder Dash stuff. So it's probably one of these and one of those. So yeah, these should start failing if it holds true to my old problem. Um, reset again. You know what? Maybe I'll do reset and. Ooh, up 2 minutes. It's not unheard of, but if it's gonna start restarting, it usually happens around here. So this would be interesting if the install script and uninstall of the apt-get somehow got this working. I don't know why that would have. It certainly didn't when I tried this before, but let's see. Oh, I think this is working. That is all sorts of bizarre. Let's find one of the ones that usually fails. So we want to Docker logs follow. This is blowing my mind. If y'all only knew how many times I uninstalled and reinstalled Docker and Node and stuff in different configurations trying to get this. So the fact this is working now, just mind blown. All right, Drive ABCI is one of the ones that usually fails. So, no, that's working. That's what it looks like when it's working. So, okay. For some reason, this time around, it worked. I have no idea why. Definitely failed that first time. Hmm. Very confused. Huh. Why? Why did that work? I would have. This is bizarre because I'm glad it worked. There's part of I don't like things broken. I don't want to find it broken, but now whatever I had and was thinking was the problem, now I have to wonder if I arrived at the correct conclusion. I mean, it still broke in a similar fashion to how I was expecting, but this, I've definitely tried this multiple times and this never got through, so why did it work this time? Hmm. I did make sure no, I've definitely done that. I did make sure that I did the dashmate group stop force thing, and then I did the reset before the uninstall. So I did do that, and I've done that multiple times in my own testing before this, before I formatted. Um, did I do something different? Or, I mean, I definitely did things different because I had way more attempts at trying to get this to work on the last setup, and I had other things I had installed via Webby and whatnot, which I literally, it's just Node and Docker on the system right now. Hmm. Oh, all right. I am just, I don't get it. Still up. I'm 9 minutes. Hmm. Well, I suppose I could try to show. Let's see here. Um, where is that at? And look at that. It's already connecting, I believe. Let me make sure. Where's that VS Code? All right. Um, so I was testing this code. Where in the, here we go. which I was connecting to just a very simple index.html. Bunch of this stuff is just commented out now, because of how I was testing, and all it's doing right now is essentially this connect thing. It gets the Dash API client and gets the core's best block. And so let's see. Where'd that go? Oh, I moved it over here. So that's what we got right there. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Step that. There we go. Let's go to network and clear and hard refresh. And there you have it. Oh, no, you don't. Haha, just kidding. It's the old IP. I think it's 121 now. So save and refresh. And there you have it. It's connecting to my local network using the Dash API, which is found somewhere in the thingy-mabobber. Where was that? Where did I find this? I think this is it. So, using this API, they give an example like that. This is actually one of the things I was doing, but it looked like generating the a new address or wallet or whatever it's called. It looked like that wasn't actually hitting any server stuff. So that's why I switched over to this, where was that? This stuff. So this is just verifying it actually, you can see it in the network tab. It is hitting our servers, and that's what it's returning, the best block. So yeah, that makes me happy. That means I can try and test some of this other stuff. I don't think I'm gonna do all of that right now. I think I want to keep this stream a little short since it's proving that this is working to me at least. So I'll keep it kind of, where I'm at right here and get back into streaming later. Probably in, I don't know, 10 to 12 hours. And hopefully just hit the ground running now that I've got a functioning server set up. I'm probably... Maybe it's shocking to you, maybe it's not shocking. I don't think I'm, even though this worked, the fact that it did scares me. I'd rather just go ahead and wipe the system one more time and do the correct setup like I know works, and not have the baggage of Snap hanging around just waiting to rear its ugly, terrible, ugly face and ruin everything. So I'll probably wipe the system one more time, set it up, set Docker up the right way, and then get Dashmate going. And then I will hopefully be testing the Dash Pay, Dash Wallet stuff later. So anyways, thanks to anyone who tuned in, and please like, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. Yeah, have a good one. Catch you all later. Oh wait, I'm forgetting to do stuff. I haven't been streaming that much. Where is it? There we go. All right. Like, subscribe. Forgot to show my little screen there. All right. So, yeah. Catch you all later.